Hey, let me know if anybody can hear me. Really sorry about that if anybody's there. God damn it. Yeah, just let me know when we got people in here. How's my level? I don't... Pretty sure if Sam is there, he'd be pretty scrutinizing the sound levels. Just trying to get people in. I'm very sorry about that to those who are waiting. Let's see, Juan's here. Just waiting for some other people to come in. Hopefully my sound levels are okay, Juan. If they're not, let me know. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully that's good. Looks like there's a little bit of peaking. Just a little bit. Hey, miscellaneous. I'm really sorry about that. Just, sometimes when people say they're going to be quiet, they're not, and that screws things up. I like this screen here. It reminds me of Marble Madness. Let's make sure that I'm broadcasting in the correct frame rate. Am I? Okay, so here's the deal. Tonight, for the next 3 hours, we're going to be playing some Switch games. Let's see, who just messaged me? We're going to be playing some Switch games. We're going to turn the Switch into an arcade. Let's see what we got here. So we're starting off with Puzzle Bobble. I'm going to do 3 credits of Puzzle Bobble 2, and then move on to some Namco games after that. We'll probably do like 2 runs of all the games on the Namco collection, and then I'll conclude with some Yu-Gi-Oh! At midnight Central Standard Time, I'll probably have to cut off the microphone. But yeah, I plan on doing a video about this, so that's what the purpose of this is. But hopefully everybody's fine. If you're in the US, you might know this game under the name Bust-A-Move, Bust-A-Move 2, or Bust-A-Move Again. And what can I say? This is one of my favorite Neo Geo games. I think this is a really good improvement over the original. I'm pretty fond of the aesthetic. Just a fun game to play. In general. Alright. Okay. So who here is familiar with Puzzle Bobble? I'm curious. I'm going to try 3 credits, see how far I get. And we'll do puzzle mode. Just curious what people think of this series. So that guide marker is on your first life. You only get one life. It disappears after the second one, and you really don't need it after the first stage. The first stage is pretty easy. Some of these you kind of just cruise through, if you know what you're doing. Boom, boom. Yo, Sammy G wants to know what microphone I'm using. Sam, I am using the blue snowball. And most people have told me that, all things considered, it sounds pretty decent. This is where the game's going to throw me a sucker punch. If anybody's here, what are your experiences with these games? I'm about to get screwed right here. Ugh. That wasn't super hot. Normally I go down like round 8. That's stream luck, I guess. Huh. Juan's familiar with the first game. The first game was in a lot of places when I was younger. This one too. But I've seen the machine under all kinds of different disguises, if you will. There was a place that I went to that had Bust to Move Again and Puzzle Bobble too. So I wonder what shenanigans are going on there. And that's the round. Go. I'll go the D path. That's really bad. There we go. Juan said, let's call him Bootleg Machine. I'm not sure. That sucked. I'm not sure. This game has a really weird release history. How's the picture looking on your end, guys? Sometimes it looks grainy, sometimes it looks really nice and clear. Anyway, it's too bad. I shouldn't have too much regret. It's just too bad that common RAM error had to go. Oh well. Yeah, that's a game over. Juan said, good. Let's try this one more time. It just seemed too abrupt. There we go. Here comes the Metal Master. I don't know what that means, Juan. That's a bit of an odd thing to say. And there we go. Looking forward to part 4. You mean part 5? Thank you. We'll see what I can do this week. I don't know how much more of this I'm going to do of the streaming business because I really need to focus on videos. But these are fun, gets engagement, and allows me to talk to y'all. It's a little bit sad that a few people couldn't make it here tonight, but I mean, dims de breaks. Da, 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 da. Go Path H. So you learn how to play Magic the Gathering. Magic... People have told me that if you know how to play Pokemon, you'll know how to play Magic the Gathering, but that's not entirely true. I think if anything, Magic somewhat intimidates me more. Because there's just so much baggage with all the cards. I haven't tried to play Magic in a while. I own a few random miscellaneous cards for Magic. Well, I use a little bit of knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is something I know much more. But I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. Pop that bubble. Boop. Mr. Top 10 List is here. Hey, Mr. Top 10 List, you missed like 40 minutes of waiting, so you didn't miss a whole lot. I'm wrapping up some of this puzzle bobble here. Maybe we'll do one more round for you. And then we'll move on to some Namco games and conclude with Yu-Gi-Oh! I do realize that it'll probably be pretty late in your time zone. Oh, let's try that round again. I think I might want to do a new run, though. I try not to mess up until like 1/3 into the game. Ideally, I would like to not lose at all, but I'm not nearly as good as Sean Vincent, who unfortunately could not make it here tonight. Maybe he's secretly spying on us. I don't know. But anyway, good to see you, Mr. Top 10 List. Wasn't sure if you could be here. I know you're usually busy on Saturdays. This was kind of a freak occurrence that I wanted to take advantage of. Hopefully my audio is okay. Da, 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 da. You're watching football games? Oh, okay. Who's playing? Was it college football, or we getting ready to Super Bowl rounds? Oh no. Bills. Oh right, yeah, okay. I remember somebody talking about it. Patents and Titans. We'll do one more. We'll do a 1 credit play just for Mr. Top 10 list. Then we'll move on to Namco. Is that cool with everybody? But I'll do a different path that I didn't do last time. Down it goes. In Welsh football, okay. Because I remember someone was telling me that the Seminoles were playing. So I don't know. I don't know anything about that crap. Let's get rid of the green. Bills lost and people were none too happy. I spent today recording a lot of footage and organizing a lot of footage and working on an upcoming video. So I feel pretty productive. There we go. Dun, 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 go. And down it goes. He wants Tekken in the next Namco collection. I wish Namco would not put so much emphasis on a lot of their Z80 hardware games. Not that it's bad. It's just because they put so much emphasis on those games, some of their other games get kind of forgotten. I'm assuming because Z80 based hardware, I guess, is easy to emulate. I mean, I'm not a freaking engineer. I don't know. I'm assuming it is because they re-release a lot of their Z80 games so many times. I don't know if there's some legal red tape. This level, this might be the monkey wrench. This level. This is when the game kind of, I feel like stops babying you and says, hey, wake up, you gotta know your combos. I'm doing better than I thought I would. Oh, damn. What do you think? We ready to move on to Namco, or you want me to give it another shot? What do you think? I wasn't planning on doing this for terribly long. The original Tekken didn't age well. At the time, I didn't play it at the time. There was a time where I thought it was a pretty ugly looking game, but now I think it has a nice surreal look to you. Juan says no. Namco's fine. Okay. We can try that another time. Let's do some Namco. Hopefully I'm on the right profile. So, Namco Museum Arcade Pack. Party Pack. The Namco games get re-released quite a bit. This one has some very nice display options. That the problem with the PS2 collections, at least from what I've seen, is that quite a bit of the footage gets stretched. The image gets stretched. Let's see, am I using the right profile here? Juan's talking about jerky in relation to Street Fighter. Not sure what you mean, Juan. There we go. Okay, so my strategy for this, I'm going to try to do 3 credits for each game in this collection. Hopefully that will give me enough time to display the games. Does that sound good? Everybody cool with that? The stream is looking a little bit ugly on my side. How's the picture quality? Is it looking alright? It's just looking really blurry on my side. I don't know what the deal is. Let me know. So Pac-Man. I said that Pac-Man... Namco games, they seem to be like a benchmark for your arcade. Juan's pointing out that Pac-Man is not the original name. That's quite true. I feel like if your arcade doesn't have Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, A Time Crisis, one of those things, it just doesn't count. Capcom games are a borderline example as well, but let's try to see where I can go. I'm not great at the original Pac-Man. I'm not one of those people who can memorize the patterns. Oh boy. See, Mr. Tatona said I learned that in Scott Pilgrim. The comic or the movie? Oh boy. If anybody's better at this game than I am, please enlighten me. It's always a thrill when you clear a board without losing a life. You read the first volume, but I remember Michael Cera saying it, so maybe both. And I'm dead. Let's try again. You have it for Game Boy, so you have expertise. In the arcades, I mostly played Miss Pac-Man than the original Pac-Man, because several places I've had were more likely to have Miss Pac-Man. Something interesting I've learned recently is that the original Pac-Man game, well, I'm not going to say it's on the endangered species list, but it's gradually becoming uncommon because a lot of people have been turning those and Defenders into other games. That's also kind of a problem why Arkanoid is disappearing too. And I'm dead. So. But it's just, from my personal experiences, I see Miss Pac-Man. I've seen Miss Pac-Man in more places. Haunts with the original Street Fighter's hard. Yeah, because of those pressure-sensitive controls. That really can't be properly replicated. Dead. I think I had a plushie of Clyde at one point, and I gave it to somebody. So I don't got it no more. Ugh. Alright, one more try. I'm not sure what would be the difference between this and the Game Boy version. That's not what I was trying to do. Juan says no custom combos. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh yeah, the other thing is when I used to live in Florida, my dentist, him and his wife, he loved Miss Pac-Man. Excuse me. That was his favorite video game. So he had Miss Pac-Man and a Sega game called Turbo in his office. There's just one more dot left. You gotta be kidding me. I'm dumb. Damn you, whichever one did that. I thought custom combos debuted in Alpha 3. Dead. Oh well. You can almost get one screen higher in Miss Pac-Man. We gotta practice that one a little bit more. This is gonna bother me for a little bit. We'll move on. Let's see what's next. Galaga, probably my favorite arcade game. Just a very satisfying game to play. Again, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. Something I've learned recently, not recently, like 6 years ago or so. Try to stay close to the middle. And the AI gets more aggressive the longer the round goes on. So try to finish the round as quickly as possible. Basically, the best offense is a good offense. This guy remade the opening of Soul Calibur. In one of the Tekken games, you can play it on the loading screen. That's pretty funny. We got 6 people here, but no one's talking. No! Damn it. That wasn't too smooth. When I found out about this when I was younger, it blew my mind. It was like I learned a secret language or something. Oh, damn it. Oh, that was awful. Let's see. Hello, Stained Glass Demon. You just see me fail at level 2 at Galaga, so I salute you. That was pretty lousy. Why would I ever want to upload that? No, just thank you. Hi, your name looks familiar. I think I've seen you on Mr. Top 10 List videos. Hi, yeah, okay. Cool. I'm not sure how much you follow Software Agents, but yeah, this is AT from Software Agents. Damn it. I've worked on a lot of videos with Mr. Top 10 List. Alright, I'm just gonna start over. That's pretty bad. Now it won't even be a quick. Yeah, just. I guess it would be smarter to just lose and then start from the beginning, really. But anyway, yeah, cool to see you. I recognize the username. If you've been in chat before or have seen any of the videos, I apologize. I just lose track of people. I try to keep track of them, but I lose track. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people on this planet. I'm going to be doing this for the next 2 hours, roughly. We just did some Taito earlier. Puzzle Bobble in particular. We're going to be doing Namco. And then we'll cap it off with Yu-Gi-Oh! Link Evolution. So normally when I play this game, I try to go to capture the ship in round 2. I used to do it in the first round, but I feel like it just makes you a bigger target. Well, that's the risk, of course. But for me, it's important to get the extra firepower for stage 3. That helps you get an extra life. So here's something to ponder. So the enemies in this game are the Galaga, correct? The Galaga that captures you famously is called the boss Galaga. So, is it entirely possible that the concept of a video game boss, the terminology, comes from Galaga? There's got to be something triumphant about this. Oh my god. No, just no. My back injury is killing me right now. It's like, yeah, it's something to think about. Because some video game historians, and I use that terminology loosely, theorize that if anybody knows the Taito game Phoenix, I got to get in contact with a Phoenix machine recently at a very good retro arcade in Texas. Some people theorize that game features the first boss fight in a video game. And is that where we got that word from? Because, I mean, it's like, it's the boss alien. It's the boss of the aliens. Alright, we're in that extra firepower, darn it. Or my name ain't Joaquim de Santos. And it's not. Among my friends, we've joked that if there was ever a Namco versus Capcom, like a Marvel versus Capcom 3 fighting game, that the fighter from Galaga should be a playable fighter. That sounds really crazy, and I want to see it. If anybody remembers the video that Mr. Top 10 List and myself made, I suggested the plane from 1942, which I think a few people thought I was serious, and unfortunately I was. That's slightly better. I know I can do better, though. I like how this game holds you accountable for your shot accuracy. If more video games did that, the world would be a more dangerous place. Any good memories or experiences about Galaga with y'all? I do like how the enemy design, it's simple enough to reel you in, but it does keep you on your toes, like the bug that transformed into flies. Mr. Top 10 List says that you think I got more hate for Wave Race than why? Okay, even if it's unlikely, what's bad with Ryota Hayami being a Smash Brothers fighter? I get that Wave Race had its day, and that, only the first two games sold well. Blue Storm was not a bestseller. I think it kind of was by default. But that game didn't sell nearly as well as Wave Race 64 or Wave Race on Game Boy, which is mind-boggling to me. Because Wave Race on Game Boy is not a very good game. I'm not sure how many people will defend that game. That game being a million seller is a bit astonishing to me. I like how we go from Galaga to Wave Race. Wave Race, from my childhood memories, that was a game that up until the late 90s was being sold as a budget title in a lot of places for years. Let's see, I'll check chat when we get a game over. When we get a game over, I'll move on to, oh, that was quick. We'll move on to the next Namco game. Because people take things too seriously, because you said that should be in Smash Brothers Ultimate. That's right. Alright. I wanted to know if anybody had anything to say about Galaga. I'll move on to the next game, though. You all know what Galaga is. If you don't, you better catch up on your history. Dig Dug, another This is a Namco game you see in a lot of places. I believe it was distributed by Atari in the US at the time. Galaga showed the secret ship from Gap Plus. Unfortunately, Gap Plus is not in this collection. Galaga 90, but not 98, 88 is here. Dig Dug, a whimsical game where you get to blow up little scuba people. It's pretty gruesome when you think about it. The fact that they can phase through the ground like that, that's just so unfair. Don't you think? A lot of these older video games, they really put you in a position where the enemies, they have major advantages over you. It's almost like the developers are setting you up to fail. How could they be cruel like that? That's not very nice. It's almost like video games are some kind of scam to steal quarters from children. And adults with gambling problems. I was really trying to get him with that, too. Oh. Does everybody think I Dig Dug? I think this is a great Namco game. If you can get over the gruesome, pumping up scuba people and dragons and blowing them up. I like how the music only goes when you move the Dig Dug guy. Never got his name. Juan likes gold. Are we talking about Gold the Metal? Pokemon Gold? Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold? Gold Power Ranger? What are we talking about here? Oh, that was close. Yeah, one thing that I guess just makes this game a lot easier than some of the other Namco stuff is that, well, it's easier. Damn it. Are you quoting Austin Powers, your gold member? But he said I love gold, not I like gold. I like gold! Alright. I used to remember the name of those enemies. I think they're called Pukas or something like that. I'm not up to date on my Namco lore. Get off me. That's cheap. Once this Gold Ranger cool. Which Gold Ranger? There's lots of Gold Rangers. Juan is talking about Puka. Where are we talking about a Korean animated series? Every time you clear a round, a flower appears on the right side over there. Did you notice? Did you know? Unfortunately, Dolly couldn't make it today, but she's pretty fond of Puka. Puka's a pretty interesting that they're able to say a lot with no words. As oxymoronic as it may sound. I remember being pretty amused by that show when it came out. But they don't play it on TV anymore, sadly. I think it's interesting when artists can communicate things entirely through pantomime. It's a very interesting limitation to me. Let's see, Juan is talking about trademark issues. What kind of trademark issues? Oh, right, because of Ken from Street Fighter. Yeah, his name was... He was given the last name Ken as to not confuse him with Ken from Barbie when they made a toy for him. It's a very interesting... Well, how was I supposed to get out of that, realistically? Little interesting bit of history. Go for the world record now. Let's see how I compare it with all the freaks online. Let's see. I got it first on this machine, and I use that term loosely. Let's try another round. Wrong button. Well, I think Mr. Top 10 List has been on a roll with his recent videos. I miss co-hosting, though. I need to do something about that. That wasn't very bright. He just got scared. I remember getting the Namco collection on PSP and being really excited. What are people's experiences with Dig Dug? I'd like to know. Because I didn't know this was a Namco game probably till like the mid-2000s. The US version was distributed by Atari, after all. Come to think of it, I think a lot of Namco's games were. Like, Pole Position was distributed by Atari at the time. They just gave up. Dig Dug, everybody's favorite. It's a good one. Oh yeah, you think you're going to walk away from this? Aye. Just trying to put a rock. Maybe the next Namco museum focus on their 90s properties. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do earlier. Jerk rock. From what I understand, Namco has some problems recreating their Namco System 12 hardware. There's just some stuff from the hardware that is very hard to recreate in emulation. The ROM data is all good, but We'll see. A lot can change in 20 years. This may sound nutty, but I'd like to see an easy way to play Soul Blade, the arcade version. But the way I recreate the experience, I pretty much had to use the PlayStation 1 versions and play with arcade sticks. Port the PlayStation version, maybe the Dreamcast version of Soul Calibur. I need more Dreamcast games. If anybody wants to buy me any. Okay, we'll move on to... Excuse me, I don't know what's with the yawns tonight. We'll move on to another... I probably won't play Tower of Draga. I'm not... what the hell will do it? Maybe just one round. I'm not too fond of this one. This one just never really clicked with me. But I love the side art. That's really nice. I wonder who drew that. Yeah, I can't say I really know what I'm doing here. I've never really figured this game out. Every time I try it, I'm just confused as hell. Capcom versus Namco, maybe Don from Taiko no Drum Master. There might be a rights issue there. It's not a Taito game. Okay, sword only damages people when you press the button down. Can we go into the door this way? There we go. Make way, cut down the slimes. Oh, it's the key. Never turn your back on Black Knight. What? Come on, I have my sword out. Drum Master games are made by Namco Bandai. I didn't know that. Okay. I'll give it one more shot. Just I've never really felt this game. What do y'all think? Have you ever played Tower of Jiraga? I've only played this on multi-units, never on the real hardware. Also, I have it on the Namco collection on PSP, if that counts. Oh, it looks like this game randomly generates the levels. I guess this is a dungeon crawler. Of sorts. Almost kind of reminds me, I guess, of Fatal Labyrinth. If anybody knows that Sega Genesis game, I don't like it very much. I just think that style of game is kind of outdated. What do y'all think? Probably Mercury representing the Namco side. Which Mercury? Are you talking about Sailor Mercury? Is she a Namco character? First time you've been exposed to this one, Stained Glass Demon? Yeah, I think they put it on the Pac-Man Party Pack multi-machine, I think. I'm only assuming because that puts a bunch of the Z80 hardware games together. And this looks very much like a Z80 game to me. Alright, the door is over there. So how do we get over there? Let's see, it says the X button gives a hint. Is that like a real game mechanic or something they added? How to find... Okay, so there's a little bit more to this game than I thought. Interesting. So that's a 64. Oh. Maybe I might have to really sit down and play this one a lot to really get it. And I have 2 lives left. So the joke's on him. Wait, those are lives, right? Yeah, Juan, why are you saying Namco Bandai? Excuse me. No, something tells me that hint's not a real game mechanic. Okay, so it looks like according to the side art, the main character is called Mr. Gill. That's kind of funny. Alright. So, why did that bounce off? I don't understand. I guess because maybe I had the sword active. Well, alright. We'll try this some other time. This is Tower of Draga. Hopefully you learned about a new game today. At least one new one. It's like learning about a new book, but worse for your brain. Sky Kid. This is Sky Kid's favorite game. I see this one on a lot of clone machines. Not sure what else to say. Let's go. It's got a loop like 1984. You can shoot downward. And pretty whimsical for a war game, really. Listen to that whimsical Namco music. Wow, the Patriots lost in the first one. Oops. And still I passed. It's a real Tom Brady. Please stand up. So, Mr. Top Talents, is that some kind of upset? Are they expected to do better? Were pressing those buttons really going to help me, or was that a hint? Get debunked. I crashed into the tree. Wonderful. Try again. Tom Brady's now a free agent too. Not sure if it's the end of an era. Well, I don't know much about football, but I know that the Patriots are a heel. And that's not a good thing. I mean, for whatever I know, I watched a little bit of last year's game and when the Eagles won, and I thought those games looked pretty neat, but I'm not a football expert. Yeah, cool. That's how it should be done. Good, but you can't rest. The battle's to continue. The Patriots are bad for the Patriots this year. Even bring in SpongeBob halftime. What's the point if we don't have SpongeBob? Let's see. If you make a bubble video, honorable mention for the dirty bubble. Oh, Juan. There's so much stream of consciousness going on. It's like a dialogue from an Adult Swim show. Almost. Like Xavier Renegade Angel or Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Damn it. Anybody ever play Sky Kid? Anybody familiar with this game? I know this was on the Namco collection on PS2. Ah, damn it. Wasn't too high. Do you want me to try this one more time or move on to the next game? So I'll just try and do a sampler. So this was on the Namco Museum collection on PS2. Stained Glass Demon's seen it somewhere before. Let's try again. I felt like the picture in that version was really stretched out. Did not look great. The game looks familiar enough. What even happened there? Did I win? Let's see. Juan is talking about Tom from Toonami. There we go. Good. What the hell is my neighbor doing? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my next door neighbor, the one to the left of me, there's a bunch of clunky noises coming from their house. What the hell are they doing? Hopefully it's not picking up on mic. It's actually annoying me. If anybody was eavesdropping on New Year's, there were similar noises coming out, but they were much louder and much clankier. Yeah. And it was a tree that ultimately did Sky Kid in. Alright, go to the main menu. not sure what to say about Sky Kid. I don't have a terribly strong opinion on it. I wish you could maneuver a little bit more, but I like the art's really neat. The main character's pretty cute looking. I like the mission-based stuff. The biplane business reminds me of Pilot Wings. It predates Pilot Wings by 3 years. We move on to Rolling Thunder, which I think this is a pretty good Namco game, a few dated mechanical things notwithstanding. I think games like don't jump into the enemy. Games like Elevator Action Returns, I feel, owe a lot to this game. Now, I like the sequels better, but it's a good start. Anybody play... I was about to say Elevator Action. Yes, anybody play Elevator Action? Anybody play Rolling Thunder? I like this one. Oh. Another new one for you. The life bar is kind of a joke because it just takes 2 hits to do you in. Just give you 2 hit points. Don't tease me and make it look like I have 8. You didn't know this is in the collection? This is a good game, Sam. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, Yo Sammy G. If you've seen some of Mr. Top 10 List videos, he's contributed to a few of them. He's helped with some of that gameplay footage. He's co-hosted, like, I think 3 or 4 times. The guy who puts the S in the software agents. Damn it. Good to see you. You should take some time to explore the convention, the collection, Sam. Also the convention. Not sure which convention though. Yep, power up. So this game, I think, has really set some decent standards for action 2D platformer shooting games like this. The movement is a little bit stiff, though. The inputs only read one direction at a time, so don't think that you can do quick turns or anything like that. So wait for these jerks to leave. Yeah. I'll check chat in a moment. Let's see. Juan's talking about some Grover game. Is that real? Does that exist? Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, man. We're gonna try again. The douchebag boss is gonna laugh at me. Jerk. We'll try again. Yeah. Laugh it up, you son of a bitch. We'll give this another go. And then I'm gonna take a quick snack break. Menu takes a long time to load up. Anyway, Rolling Thunder, look it up. Good Namco game. But then again, there are so many good Namco games. Part of the trick is just to not linger, keep moving. If you spend too much time on a screen, the enemies will keep spawning. And I'm going to have to eat my own advice because I really need that machine gun. Get down there. Yeah, there we go. If you keep moving forward, you can despawn enemies, which use those old technical limitations to your advantage. Asshole. Jerk. Is it trilogy? Yeah, there's a third game on the Genesis. I should have been more cautious there. Unfortunately, the doors are also enemy spawn points. That even the rooms with ammo in them are also enemy spawn points. Potential enemy spawn points. But, I mean, for instance, if you spend too much time on a screen, they can just keep coming out of the doors, so watch out. And, I mean, regardless of what that joke of a life bar says, Albatross, the main character is called Albatross. He basically can only take 2 hits, if you're lucky. Sometimes he can only take 1, depending on the attack. There we go. Made it past the checkpoint. Who wants to have any ideas for Namco versus Capcom? This is a character I would love to see. Him or his partner in the second game. Leela. I would say leave it Namco versus Capcom. Don't put any anime characters in there. That might get a little too crazy. Still got 1 life left. I'm going to try another round and try to concentrate harder. Yeah, if you see there, I couldn't really do like a quick turn. I had to get up and turn the other direction. So that's the way this game is kind of primitive. That jerk killed me in 1 hit. Alright, give it another shot. Hey, Necromancy for Kids is here. I'm gonna call you Slayer, because that's shorter. Hey Slayer, I'm playing some Namco games. I'm gonna do one more play session of Rolling Thunder. Which means up until the point when I die, because I still haven't beaten the first level. I'll take a quick snack break. I'll do Rolling Thunder 2, and then I'll move on to Yu-Gi-Oh! Does that sound good to everybody? Yeah, because I wanted to make sure you didn't miss any Yu-Gi-Oh! But I should get like a drink or something. Sounds fine to you? Yeah. Just took me out 1 hit, damn. Anybody ever play this one, Rolling Thunder? So, let's see. Demon Glassstain said he's never tried it. I don't know if Sam's played it before. He seems surprised that it was on this collection. Sam's never heard of it. I'm sure I brought it up before. But that's okay. Things happen. Oh, come on. You assumed Dudley was a fan of this one. Joker. What a comedian. So he's just a game about spy. In theory, this is not the best spy work. You're more like a strike agent. I think the thunder is supposed to be a reference to the gunfire. Almost like the Ray Bradbury short story, A Sound of Thunder. Better, better. That's a one-hit kill, wow. You watched the video about the end of this game but don't remember anything about it besides the fact that you murder a lot, despite the fact you're a spy. I want to try one more time, because I've gotten further and I just feel like I should be doing better. We'll do that, Rolling Thunder 2, then Yu-Gi-Oh! You feel like this will work like a Western Saloon type game? That's not a bad comparison, Sam. Almost reminds me of, I guess Red did before Capcom sold the rights to Take-Two Interactive. Which that's insane to me that they would do that. Or rather, it's insane to me that they sold it and then it became that. If I stream again this month, would you guys like to see me sample a few other games in this collection? I thought I could get all of them, but I didn't realize that time would be so weird tonight. In any case, I hope the new year is treating everybody well. I don't know about y'all, but I had a very weird 2019. Very good for me professionally. Not very good for me financially. Oh, you bastard. But, I hope this one's better for most people. I know that some people were a bit more depressed about things than me. Sure, I'd be down. I'll let you know when I can do this next. This just my streaming schedule is unfortunately very sporadic. Oh well. Okay. I'm gonna take like a 10-minute snack break. That's the wrong button. I'm gonna take like a 10-minute snack break. I'll do Rolling Thunder 2 till I get 2 game overs, then Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I guess we can do Galaga, Splatterhouse, and Tank Force another time. Galaga 88, rather. Hopefully that's okay with everybody. Alright, I'll leave it at that and just pause here. See you in a few. Hey, hopefully I didn't keep anybody waiting long. Hopefully I'm not too. Excuse me. Hopefully I'm not too loud or the game isn't too loud. So yeah, sorry about that. We're back. Let's see here. So this is my favorite game on Namco Museum Party Pack, Arcade Pack. What is this game called? Let's see. Namco Museum Arcade Pack. The pack, of course, being a reference to Pac-Man and not a package. And just gonna chill out. Okay, well, wish you could see more Sam, but thanks for stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who made a lot of this possible. Hey, it's Carlos Martinez. Good to see you, man. I'm gonna do a few rounds of Rolling Thunder 2, and then move on to Yu-Gi-Oh. So, Rolling Thunder 2. I knew this game existed for a long time, but I did not play it for the first time until it was on this collection. I knew it existed because on Genesis there's a Rolling Thunder 3. I've played Rolling Thunder in the arcade, and obviously there had to be a Rolling Thunder 2, right? But yeah, of all the games in this collection, this is my favorite. I think it's, I did not mean to start out so early. Reset again, sorry. No, don't save. But yeah, I highly recommend this one if you haven't tried it. I think it's really good. How's the stream looking? It's looking a little bit bottlenecky on my end. Good to be here late as fuck. Vanessa's welcome if she can. If she can't, that's understandable. Good to see you all this time. So I'm assuming by the ROM that this might have been a Japanese only release. If the text was a Japanese only. That might be why I wasn't familiar with it all those years. We're both here. Good. Good to know. Hopefully, I hope she's fine. I think about you too a lot, so it's good. Alright, so yeah, the Rolling Thunder 2, where this character is Leela. If they're ever in Namco versus Capcom, I wouldn't mind seeing her or Albatross, the guy from the first game here. Albatross is player 2 in this one. And the artwork for the bezel features a nude woman who only appears to be wearing paint. Oh, yeah, that might have been... Yeah, that was it. Actually, I think this filter... Let's get rid of this filter. Let's get rid of this filter. I think this filter might be causing some bottlenecking. Does that look better? Hopefully the stream looks better. It's just looking a little bit blurry on my end. Kind of disappointed. Okay, so my health is in the lower left corner, to those who are uninformed. Thankfully, it's a little bit more accurate than whatever the crap was going on in the first game. Where they give you 6 blocks, but you can only take 2 hits at the most, so what's the point? Why would you lie to me? It looks a little bit better on my end. I like how goofy her movement is. It's just, it looks like a very simple walk cycle. Level 1. This game unfortunately does have a few pretty cheap moments. I think that might be coming up soon. It's mostly very good though. That's a life. That guy's bullet wipes out a life. Wow. Damn. Let's try again. So part of the trick, you can't jump and shoot at the same time. You also can't shoot and move at the same time. So kind of elevator action-esque in that regard. I was curious if Carlos was familiar with these games. And remember, if you haven't already, please thumbs up the stream. It helps us out a lot. Last month we had excellent watch time. And I owe it all to y'all. Damn it. A jerk. I think that's just a one-hit kill, man. If you see in the left-hand corner, ammo is limited, so don't go shooting up the place like a crazy person. That's Sam's job. I think he's dead. No, he is not. Okay. I like this. I like the look of this game. It's got a nice for a game where you're shooting and killing people, but they're all bad, so it's okay. It's got a nice, vibrant look to it. Very nice and tropical. And I don't just mean this stage. Just the colors are very nice. Let's see, 90s Namco Museum Collection. What's my idea? Well, I'll have to include this game because this game was made in the 90s. Some Namco games. I mean, I guess put Tekken 1 and 2 at the least. I know that there's a lot of legal issues with Tekken 3. Maybe Tag Tournament. Put Soul Blade and Soul Calibur in there. I'd love to see some of their shooters and what have you. But those are very hard to replicate when it's not in a machine. Sometimes just having the ROM is not enough, unfortunately. At Houston Arcade Expo, I met Eugene Jarvis, he's made quite a few notable video games. Defender, Stargate, aka Defender 2, Robotron, Blaster. I think that's it. It doesn't let me. Yeah, it just kills you there. Let's try another one. All right. So yeah, Eugene Jarvis. He's the director of the Cruisin' games, Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World. I had asked a question about Narc. Not this. I don't know if this is recorded because his panel. There were a lot of people showed up for his panel. I asked a question about Narc. If you're familiar with the arcade game where you play as two cops who shoot drug dealers and drug addicts. So that game, I think the last time it's been released is part of Midway Arcade Treasures too. I asked what's the deal, and he said that the game uses a bunch of custom hardware that emulators really can't replicate, and said that that version doesn't really do the game justice. That's why that version has some sound issues. So sometimes the ROM is not enough. We were playing Bust a Move 2 earlier, Puzzle Bobble 2 in Japan. A version that Taito made for their F3 hardware, Bust a Move again. Sometimes the ROM isn't enough. That's what Imagineer tried to do for the Taito Legends collection on PS2. And the problem is that that by putting it in an emulator, that was really weird. By just putting the ROM in an emulator, the sound doesn't work properly. They try to use other sound sources and it just doesn't sound right. So of course we needed hackers to be able to dump that ROM correctly. It's just sometimes it's I guess I'm repeating myself here. Sometimes the ROM does not recreate the experience. You need to consider other things. It's why game preservation can be really tricky. Sorry, new topic. I feel like I just kind of went in circles a bit there. Pac-Man 2, was that an arcade game? I thought that was a console game. Now, see, here you can do a quick turn. You can't do that in the original Rolling Thunder. Because the original Rolling Thunder only reads one directional input at a time. You're either going left, down, or up. You can't do any kind of diagonals like I'm doing with Leela here to do that turn. Ow. No, that's game over, unfortunately. I'll move on to Yu-Gi-Oh! Just to give you guys a heads up, sorry if that's kind of abrupt. I will probably kill the mic at midnight. I'm not sure if I'll be going beyond midnight, but at the very least, the microphone will be killed at midnight. We should come up with arcade games that are not illicit, that are not coin munchers, just for funsies. I mean, I wasn't playing Pac-Man good at all, but people who play Pac-Man well, I mean, a lot of them can be played at excuse me, at a higher level once you look beyond the quarter stealing aspect. Ghosts and Goblins is a brutal game that probably made some operators wealthy, but seeing somebody actually figure out the patterns and play that game, it's pretty impressive. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I hate the one-player mode because the AI cheats, but two-player mode is a lot of fun. Alright, I'm going to do Yu-Gi-Oh! Link Evolution. I want to do the GX campaign, where I left off on the GX campaign. Sonic Popcorn Shop. Let me see. I'm gonna just duel against Zane for the hell of it. And tradition dictates that you get to pick whoever you want as your opponent. So, who will it be, Zane? I don't know how Sean Schemmel does that voice. Well, I just could say that he uses his vocal cords and his diaphragm. God, I used to really hate that voice, but it's really grown on me in recent years. Carlos, he's referring to some Sonic popcorn thing that only exists in Japan. I think. I could be wrong. I always could be wrong. So the key to winning this duel is to get defusion when he summons Cyber Twin Dragon. Alright, start off with Wild Heart. You know, my gut's telling me, I think in Japan he's called Wild Man. Usually I'm on top of those things, but I just don't remember. You can't ever get used to Sean Schimmel's voice. Don't know if we're going to get into inflammatory territory here. He does a lot of characters on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and it was many years later that Sean Schimmel was 3 different main voices in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Now that you're more familiar with him, GX shows his range. Yeah, it was... There was a convention. I think I might need to drop this topic. There was a convention where somebody asked why does he play so many characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX? And he's just like, because I gotta eat. I kind of admired the honesty. He said something that he got like paid per character or something. I don't know. I'm nobody's accountant. But some of those really went into screwball territory. Like the woolly mammoth crystal beast was a Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. That was pretty screwy. Cure Mermaid. I don't have a Cure Mermaid in this deck. Actually, I wanted to build a deep water deck for Mr. Top 10 list, but I don't have enough water cards. People sometimes forget that voice actors do a job. Exactly. I think some people need to buzz off, Johnny, in regard to certain things. He was Arnold Schwarzenegger Mammoth. That was pretty screwy. In the sub of GX, Crowler, I believe it was called Kronos Dimichi, or something like that. He actually spoke very baritone, and he was Italian, for some reason. I think I'm in good standing here, honestly. And I remember that the cat, I think it's Amethyst Cat, she was the lady who plays Ash doing... It was like a Catwoman, like a 1960s Batman Catwoman voice. And I think the turtle was Wayne Grayson doing a Woody Allen type voice. So that was pretty nutty. What a screwball show. Is there an Elemental Hero Spark Heart? Too bad I don't have one in this deck. Veronica. He was rapper dude, Professor Viper, the Russian leader, and Astro Phoenix, the muscle guy. I think it was supposed to be like a Mike Tyson parody. God, it's like watching a crazy fan dub. GX could be sometimes. So what's he gonna dump in his graveyard? Is he summoning Chimera Tech? Is he summoning Cyber Dragon? Just bring it on. Like Seal, I'm not afraid. Let's do Mirror Force. When you duel somebody, you get copies of cards in their deck, which is much better than doing the booster pack system in this game. I think this game is very good for the most part. The RNG and the character duels kind of sucks. This one, it's almost even. Some people tell me I haven't played much of the Arc 5 ones. Is it Arc 5 or Arc V? I'm probably wrong. People tell me that the AI gets, for lack of a better word, fucked during those portions. I haven't played enough to develop an opinion, but this game is mostly good. I do not like the booster pack system. That's the opposite of good. I have nothing to run that Cyber Dragon over with. I can't use... I think I screwed the pooch on this one. Alright. I think it's supposed to be 5, V, it could be either. Like Metal Gear Solid V, or Devil May Cry V. I think I really screwed up on this one. I think I can get some solace to the fact I will do effect damage with Cyclone Boomerang's effect. Which I totally misunderstood. Because I don't play it. Because a lot of these hero gimmicks drive me crazy. They drove me crazy half my life ago. And I'm not too excited about them now. Yeah, summon your Cyber... Oh, he didn't summon Cyber Dragon yet. Wait, so why didn't it do the effect damage? What the hell? Cyclone Boomerang was nerfed from the show. How could they fill my heart with false hope like that? Increase warrior attack by power. Has to be destroyed by an effect? You gotta be kidding me. I thought it said Sense of the Graveyard. Yu-Gi-Oh! Really is a lawyer's game, isn't it? Let's chain to that. I don't think I'm even gonna use Fusion Recovery, so what the hell. I need that though. He either did Chimera Tech or Cyber Twin, I don't remember. It's just a really awkward position to be in. Yeah, summon your fusion. Wait, did he summon the fusion monster? Okay, then I got this. Oh, I might actually win because of Wild Heart then. Excuse me. And then if he do fusion summon something, I got that. So not too bad. back to the hand. Attack directly. Should be game. I'm not going to say in that's game because that's it's too corny for me. I've always liked Zane's cards, I gotta admit. I like a lot of the stuff. I'm actually surprised. I did not care much for the anime. I don't know what to make of the English version. The English version, a lot of classic 4Kids anime dub problems. I saw the entire series subbed at one point, though. I'm not going to use Jaden's deck, because they want you to do the Ojama Delta Hurricane thing and maintain it. And it's just, it's not plausible. Chaz has a light beatdown deck for this duel. In practice, Chaz has like 5 million decks to trick people. So we'll pretend to be Kaiba as Jaden. 4Kids was a disgrace. Disgrace, I say. Necromancy 4Kids says he finds it funny that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has 2-card combos that wind up with like 8 cards in the field plus 5 in the hand, but are afraid to print cards that give monsters 1,000 attack. Now, why would you say they'd be afraid to give monsters 1,000 attack? I don't understand. I thought the issue was that the meta believed that, or people who follow the meta believe that changing attack values isn't really competitive at higher levels of play. No, don't do that. Cool. And that's why in chess the pawns go first. In this case, Chaz is a pawn. They don't print cards that give more than 1,000 attack, lol. Well, what about Mage Power? That can give quite a boost. United we stand. Alright, yeah. If it does, it has a giant downside, like not being able to attack. Man, 17 years ago, Axe of Despair was the bomb. That sucks. But I can do this. Gotta be in control. You used to play Axe of Despair in your Archfiend deck. Yeah, I did too when I was 13. That's a long ass time ago. D-Spell. How terribly outclassed this card is now. I've always loved the design for it. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure what's going on. You're breaking a lock. You're unlocking bad perfume. I remember in the early Duel Monsters anime, a lot of characters used it. Like, I think Mai, Yugi, and Kaiba had it, so it's quite a few. But it just gets outclassed by Mystical Space Typhoon so badly. Light Effigy. No more. Okay. Right, I remember now. That's like, that came out in a set with a bunch of those. I think Light Effigy was a late GX era card. Because I remember there was another Effigy that you couldn't even use its effect. The wind one, if I'm not mistaken. Slayer's been pretty good at being a effect hunter when I do this. Let's see, can I bring back Dragon Spirit of White? Actually, to spare, I need the card for my water deck. Special Summon Dragon Spirit of White. Isn't that Twin Twisters? Necromancy for Kids says, what was the question? Slayer said, what was the question? I think this was part of a set, Light Effigy, that came in GX. There were a bunch of other effigies in the Wind one. People were mocking it online because you couldn't even use its effect. There was no card that met the criteria. What does this do? Target one if your opponent controls a monster. Wow. Twin Twister. I'm not familiar with Parallel Twister if that card exists. You haven't played the game in a very long time. When did you stop playing? Because I was doing a little bit of organized play last year, but I really could not keep up with the Link bullshit. Duel for Hire. This could be interesting. You see these he's had like a French accent. Proof that I'm superior to you. Wait. I don't think the Napoleon motherfucker won a single game in the anime. Oh, please. Someone who can't even reach the elevator buttons is superior to me? It's low. He's low. Why did I deserve these two buffoons? So off to the unemployment loan. Yoo-hoo! That's what we're here to find out. Chancellor Shepard called me in and it sounded quite urgent. So everything needs to be resolved with the proper Yu-Gi-Oh procedures, let's say. You stop playing during Elemental Dragons. You quit because they didn't ban 6 Sense? Wow. That format must have sucked so bad. Was that during or before or after that spellbook bullshit? Because that was fucking ridiculous. That was basically like search your deck for whatever card and then play it with no strings attached. But they're so afraid of somebody drawing a card without there being any consequences. It was obviously a great move. It was during spellbooks. What exactly made it an obvious greed move? The top decks were either Elemental Dragons or spellbooks. Karibo, her career started out in New York. Karibo's a girl. She has a career. Oh, damn it. I didn't want to use... I wanted to use Pegasus. Oh, whatever. If you lose, we should see some... I'm sorry. I didn't mean to use the Kaiba deck. I meant to use the Pegasus deck. I'm so sorry. But I don't want to lose on purpose. That I like getting as many dual points as possible. Let me take care of something quickly. 2 people messaging me. For some reason, I don't think Tunes will hold up against an Ancient Gear deck. Sixth Sense is one of the most overpowered cards. It doesn't even work the way it's supposed to be in with. That would just get people to buy the pack it was in. Fair enough, fair enough. It is pretty ridiculous. 6 cents. Especially because milling your deck, the way a lot of decks work now, your graveyard is another resource. It's practically another hand. Let's see. I'm going to steal Ancient Gear Golem from his deck. Next page. Get that Golem. Mill 1 to 5 cards, draw 6 at a format where everybody wants cards in their graveyard. And they didn't ban it? Wow. I thought they did do an emergency ban on it. That shows what I know. That really does sound like a degenerate format. I wouldn't want to be a part of that either. I have no shame in admitting that part of the reason why I stopped with competitive pet play, I mean, beyond the fact that I wasn't able to afford cards because I was out of work for a while, was just a lot of bad manners. Bunch of people being really catty and bitchy about nothing. It's like somebody who wants to act like they came up with a smart strategy, and it's like, you read that online, man. That's not yours to claim. They banned it during the next... Oh. Let's see. We'll do Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, because it's cool. There was a tournament where it's legal. That's crazy. I mean, the fact that they wouldn't ban that, but they would ban Painful Choice, which will never be legal again. Well, this card attacks with the monster not destroyed, you can banish the monsters. Oh well, whatever, it's dead anyway. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Oh, that's pretty nifty. Ancient Gear Knight. I've always thought he looked pretty cool. For the record, I have Ancient Gear Beast in my Ancient Gear Golem in my hands because I stole it from his deck with Lullaby of Obedience. Which is this card. If you watch the anime, that's what Kaiba used. He tried to steal Slifer from Yugi in the War of Osiris, if you're a manga purist, in the Battle City finals, and it kind of backfired on him. But knowing your opponent's strategy, I think there's a certain degree of potential with Lullaby of Obedience. Just that life point cost kind of sucks. I'm just here to have fun. I know my deck's tier 0. And finish him off. His name will always be Slifer since it's funnier. Alright, let's do Pegasus's deck. I'm really sorry about that. I was not expecting to... Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't expecting it to default to that. I don't know if this will be a winner. I think I'm at a bit of a disadvantage, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what kind of crap they dealt me with. That's, wow. Holy crap, that's a bad hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bad hand because I can't play a single one of these cards. I hope Slayer saw that. This is one of the deadest hands ever. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, my Yugi Jesus. Good lord. Yeah, the anime was a toned-down version of the manga. Slifer, the executive producer. That's right. Now you'll see why I use that Kaiba deck. So the only card I can play can't even make a difference. I can do this. Your favorite decks are... No, I can't even... Your favorite decks play like they were Legendary Ocean, Archfiend, and Chaos Beatdown. I had an Archfiend deck. I had a Earth thing around the time Rock became an archetype. Sort of. Then I really got into Cyber Dragons, and then I stopped playing for 3 years competitively. It's basically game over. Now you see why I didn't use Pegasus' deck. Yeah, isn't this bullshit, Slayer? You saw my opening hand, right? I couldn't play a single one of those cards. That's stupid. Let's do a reverse duel and see what my lucky is playing as Crowler. Yeah, I guess I subconsciously went with my instinct. Water deck style. Mr. Top's Endless has a Legendary Ocean deck. I think it's mostly based on Fury from the Deep. That was stupid. Jeez. Of course you get that. Slayer, what do you think of banishing cards face down becoming a big mechanic? I'm not sure if it's changed the game for the better. I think it's mildly interesting. I wasn't expecting that to get so much momentum in recent years. Can just summon that willy-nilly. Let's see. Wait. Yeah, just go for it. Alright, I'm going to kill the microphone in a few minutes, unfortunately. Let's see. This is like a nuclear bomb. He thinks it's really stupid. What makes it so stupid? Damn it, I actually screwed up my hand. Ah, whatever. We'll see what happens. Like a Pot of Desires. Yeah, I don't know how Pot of Desires is not limited. At the very least. It's really a reckless card design. Well, it lets you do reckless stuff. or do you think that they're just not thinking things correctly? I was kind of hoping they would get rid of Cyber Toon Dragon. Okay, yeah, I think I understand what you mean. Yeah, for a long time, the only card I could think of that did that, there was Light Force Sword and something else that I can't think of. Before people thought that that's a pretty borderline permanent form of removing cards from the game. This is like activating a nuclear bomb, but whatever. I'm not sure what else to do. Oh, he can do that. That's right. Let's see what's in the box. This card, you can add one that you. I can't use this effect. Lose half your deck to draw 2, waste a lot of time, doesn't hurt you that much, and is a +1. What's in the box? That's one of my least favorite episodes of The Twilight Zone. I can't set it. I can't normal set it. Why not? Whatever. It's like I'm gonna win anyway. Yeah, I think people might gravitate towards that episode because James Rolfe, that's one of his favorites. I don't like that episode. That's not a good episode. What the fuck was that? Shadow? What? Toon rollback. I think he just won. What the fuck? What? Target 1, 2. That was weird. I think Pegasus just made up those cards for that duel. Okay. Let's move on with the story. Alexis fell under the Society of Light's control. Wish they could have had their art being in the white like it was in the anime. We'll see what junk they put in Jaden's deck to use. Not Jaden. Hang on, somebody's texting me. So yeah, if I'll let you guys know if I have to cut the mic. That doesn't mean that I won't be here. Looks like I might have to cut the mic, unfortunately. Sorry, I'll be here for the next hour, maybe silent though.